Atlanta filmmaker Tyler Perry is facing a $260 million lawsuit filed by actor Derek Dixon.
Tyler Perry has been hit with a huge lawsuit from an actor by the name of Derek Dixon.
Went to go see Tyler, right?
Right.
This layout, he's probably not probably. He's about 10 years ahead of.
Looks like 50 Cent is throwing shots at Tyler Perry, and this time it's over a lawsuit that's got Hollywood losing its mind. Word on the street is Perry's in full panic mode behind the scenes, and 50 claims he knows exactly why. In a cryptic post, he hinted at deep secrets, saying stuff like, "I didn't participate, I didn't go to those parks." And now folks are side-eyeing a bunch of other celebs who've been real quiet lately. Why? Because according to 50, a lot of the celebrity coaches you don't hear saying anything is because they participated.
I also didn't participate. I also didn't go to the parks.
Yeah.
So a lot of the celebrity coaches that you don't hear saying anything is because they participate.
Whew! Sources close to the situation are saying this lawsuit has the power to completely destroy Tyler's empire, just like Diddy's scandal flipped his whole image upside down. And the wildest part, this might just be the beginning.
Derek Dixon has sued Perry for $260 million.
More alleged victims are rumored to be coming forward soon, and Tyler's team is scrambling behind the scenes, trying to stop the damage before it spreads any further. So what exactly did 50 Cent say that has people shook, and could this really be the start of Tyler Perry's downfall? One thing's for sure, when 50 speaks, people don't just listen, they pause everything. This time, he's not clowning or throwing slick shade. It feels like a warning, a big, bold, public one. And he's got his sights set directly on Tyler, who's now knee-deep in a lawsuit that's threatening to snatch everything he's built in the industry. 50 Cent is no stranger to ruffling feathers, but what he's saying about Tyler Perry right now, it's hitting way different. The shots he's firing aren't just for clout. They feel personal. It all started with an Instagram post where 50 shared an AI-generated image of him and Perry, captioning it with, "Did that dude just say what I think he said? Nah, we ain't jacking this S-gang, no way."
Please do it, right?
Yeah,
I know
He did it.
you've been heavy on social media talking about it.
He did it.
And that was just the warm-up. Hours later, 50 came back swinging with another AI image, this time of Cat Williams standing next to Tyler Perry, and the caption was wild, "That case BS. Don't worry about that, worry about this ninja here," he wrote, tagging the post with laughter emojis and saying Cat was about to have a field day with it. And honestly, he's probably right. It's giving major trolling energy, but 50's posts are also dropping hints. He's making it clear that he sees something fishy going down, and he's putting Perry on full blast for it. What's even crazier is that not too long ago, 50 was actually defending Tyler on social media. Just earlier this month, he posted, "Hey, I think anyone who talks bad about Tyler Perry should die. I mean, we're all gonna die, but you should die now." That's an actual quote from 50's Instagram. Yeah, dark humor, but now that things have shifted, people are side-eyeing that statement real hard. Now, here's where it gets real serious. Tyler Perry is currently being hit with a massive $260 million lawsuit by actor Derek Dixon, and this ain't no petty drama.
Filed lawsuit accuses Tyler Perry of assaulting an actor on one of the filmmaker's shows. Actor Derek Dixon has sued Perry for $260 million.
According to legal docs filed Friday, June 13th in Los Angeles and obtained by People, Dixon alleges that while working on Perry's shows The Oval and Ruthless, the working relationship with Perry became controlling and extremely inappropriate. Dixon, who played the character Dale on both shows, claims that at first, everything seemed cool. Perry gave him solid roles and even said he'd help him produce his own pilot. But when Dixon says he didn't return Perry's alleged romantic advances, everything fell apart. According to Dixon, that's when Perry allegedly started isolating him, pressuring him, and eventually damaging his career. He's saying that rejecting Perry came with a price, and now he wants justice. This lawsuit isn't just about money. It's exposing a whole new side of Tyler Perry that the public hasn't seen before. And with 50 Cent clowning Perry all over Instagram, the pressure is piling on fast. Tyler Perry's legal team isn't backing down. His lawyer, Matthew Boyd, fired back at the lawsuit, calling it nothing more than a setup. Boyd told People magazine straight up, "This is someone who got close to Tyler Perry just to run a scam. Tyler won't be bullied, and we believe these false claims won't stand."
They allowed him when Tyler Perry went out to clubs and partied with friends and went and participated in the gay lifestyle like everybody else. Tyler Perry's probably been gay since he was a little kid.
But that's not stopping Derek Dixon from standing on his story, and his accusations are getting more disturbing by the minute. According to Dixon, Perry stayed in contact with him for months after they first connected, sometimes flirting, other times promising to help with his career, even telling him he'd help turn his life around. In November 2019, Perry allegedly gave Dixon a small role on Ruthless. Then in January 2020, Dixon claims Perry assaulted him at his home. The very next month, Dixon says Perry upgraded him to a recurring role on The Oval, but things took a dark turn. While reading the script for his new character, Dale, Dixon noticed something strange. The character's fate was left hanging. According to the lawsuit, Perry told him flat out that if he didn't flirt back or play along, his character would be written off. And that's exactly what Dixon says happened. By the end of season 1, his character Dale was shot 4 times in the chest. Dixon believes this wasn't just a storyline choice. He claims it was a warning. He alleges that Dale might have lived if he'd kept Perry happy, but it didn't stop there. Dixon says after filming one of the scenes, Perry invited him into his trailer, where things allegedly got physical. Once inside, Perry allegedly pinned him against the wall and groped him.
The lawsuit also includes screenshots of texts Dixon says he received from Perry that included advances.
Dixon also says something similar went down again in October 2020, this time during a cast trip to the Bahamas. According to him, Perry groped him once more. By December of that year, things were spiraling for Dixon. He visited a doctor who told him he was suffering from severe stress, wasn't sleeping, and was dealing with stomach issues and dangerously low cortisol levels. His mental health was deteriorating fast. The doctor ended up prescribing Zoloft, a medication commonly used for anxiety and depression. Then came June 2021. Perry allegedly invited Dixon to his house again, saying he wanted to discuss producing Dixon's passion project, a pilot called Losing It, which Perry had once shown interest in. But according to Dixon, things took a dark turn again. He claims he was assaulted during that visit too. These allegations are intense, and if true, they paint a picture that's the complete opposite of the...
It says Perry sexually assaulted him at Perry's Atlanta home in January of 2020.
...public image Perry's worked so hard to build. In the 5 months following the alleged incidents, Derek Dixon says his life fell apart. He claims he battled severe depression, intense anxiety, constant nausea, and stomach pain that just wouldn't let up. Eventually, doctors diagnosed him with PTSD, and according to him, the stress all tied back to his experience working under Tyler Perry. But instead of things calming down, Dixon says folks close to Perry, the so-called fixers named in the lawsuit, started showing up. They weren't trying to help in the way you'd expect. According to Dixon, they tried to buy his silence. He claims they offered him a raise to stay on the Oval and even dangled a deal where Perry would buy the rights to his pilot, Losing It, to keep him happy. By January 2023, Dixon had had enough. He says he told Perry straight up that he was moving to California to put some serious space between them. He stuck around on the show for a little while longer, but eventually walked away during the final season. And that decision, he says, cost him nearly $400,000 in potential earnings. Now he's taking it all to court. Dixon is suing Perry for multiple serious charges, demanding a jury trial, and asking for a whopping $260 million in damages. And as if that wasn't enough drama already, 50 Cent just turned up the heat again. Let's keep it real. 50 Cent has been calling out Hollywood's elite for years, and he's not just some random loud voice. People genuinely believe he knows what goes on behind the scenes. Hollywood may look huge, but the truth is, that circle of real power, it's tight, and names like Diddy and Tyler Perry, they're a lot closer than folks think. Yeah, we've all heard the quiet whispers, business deals, hush-hush partnerships, red carpet connections, but what if it runs deeper? What if Tyler Perry wasn't just an innocent bystander in all the industry mess? What if he's been tied into Diddy's world, not just socially, but strategically, pulling strings and staying protected while keeping his public image squeaky clean? And remember, 50 Cent doesn't throw names around for fun. When he speaks, especially this boldly, people pay attention. 50 Cent isn't just making noise, he's making moves. Calculated, strategic, and always 2 steps ahead. So when he sets his sights on Tyler Perry, that's not by accident. It's personal, it's deep, and it's got real history behind it. With all the scandals blowing up in Hollywood right now, 50 might be the only one bold enough to call out the power players everyone else is too scared to touch. They used to label him a troublemaker, a troll, just out here clowning. But now, he's starting to look like the last real one left in the game. Somebody who's willing to put it all on the line to hold folks accountable, especially when it comes to protecting the black community from the shady side of the industry.
Making television shows for just black households.
Right.
You know, diversity, I don't think diversity is black. Some people interpret you saying diversity as if it's black. I think it's showing, you know.
Let's be honest, Tyler Perry had his moment. He made millions with Medea, inspirational scripts, and those feel-good family dramas. But that formula got old quick. Meanwhile, 50's been building something raw and unfiltered with shows like Power, BMF, and Raising Kanan. Stories that hit hard and actually reflect real-life struggle, real hustle, and real pain. While Perry was cozying up to Hollywood elites and playing it safe, 50 was out here grinding for every win, calling out fakes, and turning his platform into a movement. He didn't wait for a seat at the table. He built his own. His empire ain't just about entertainment. It's about exposing what's really going on behind those velvet curtains. And let's not act like 50 don't got the tea. With Perry's name wrapped up in so many high-profile deals and quiet partnerships, 50's probably sitting on some wild receipts that could shift the whole narrative. He's been watching, taking notes, and waiting for the right moment, and judging by how he's coming for Perry now, it might be time for some powerful folks to start sweating. This ain't just about a lawsuit, it's about who's been protected, who's been exposed, and who's really been pulling strings behind closed doors. 50 Cent is not letting up. He posted a screenshot showing Justin and King Combs being escorted out of their LA mansion, both in handcuffs. Along with the image, 50 wrote, "S just got real, the feds in all the cribs. Damn, they got the kids in cuffs." That right there sent the internet into a frenzy. But here's where it gets even crazier. Rumors are now swirling that Tyler Perry might have been involved in some way, not directly in Diddy's case, but as one of the alleged handlers in those long whispered about Hollywood rituals. Yeah, those rumors, the secret society, underground party type stories that people usually brush off as conspiracies. But now, Perry's name is getting tossed into the mix, and it's not looking good. For years, folks have whispered about some shady stuff going down in elite Hollywood circles. Secret deals, loyalty pacts, weird rituals that you only hear about in hush-hush circles. Most people thought it was just wild talk, but with all these investigations popping off and big names getting exposed, people are starting to wonder, was there truth in the whispers all along? Perry, who built his name on wholesome, family-centered movies and owns one of the largest black-owned studios in the world, is now being mentioned in the same breath as some very dark industry allegations. It's a serious blow to the image he's worked so hard to protect. And to make it even messier, actor Terry Crews just stepped into the mix, and he's not holding back. Known for speaking up on shady behavior in Hollywood, Terry recently said, "He's connected to probably everyone I know in the business." Then he followed up with a bombshell. "I did not know this man. I never had a conversation with him ever." That right there raised eyebrows. If someone like Terry, who's been in the game for years, says Perry's image and real reputation don't match, people are going to start asking hard questions. Especially now, as we dig deeper into infamous private parties, things start to feel more than just strange. The parties, the circles, the silence, the vibe. What's even more interesting is how 50 Cent has been keeping his distance, like he knows something's off. All of this ties back to whispers about a powerful figure in the industry allegedly targeting young male rappers, using his influence, flashy gifts, and promises of success to pull them into strange, uncomfortable situations. One thing that keeps coming up, his so-called signature move, offering private shopping sprees to lure artists in.
Something to me one time, a long time ago, at Chris Lighty's wedding, he told me to take me shopping. I looked at him like, what the f?
And reportedly, he's used that trick more than once. Out in the streets, people are saying it loud and clear, this man moves real funny. And now, with Tyler Perry's name being attached to those same elite circles, yeah, this isn't just celebrity gossip anymore, it's turning into something way deeper. The entertainment world might look polished and perfect on the surface, all glitz, glam, and red carpets, but behind the scenes, there's something dark creeping beneath the shine, and as more names get linked to the mess, it's clear. The truth is getting harder and harder to hide. Apparently, some celebs in Hollywood use shopping trips as code, and not just for fashion. It's been rumored that certain high-profile figures use these invites as subtle ways to express personal interest, the type that goes beyond clothes and sneakers. One story that stands out, 50 Cent once shared a moment where a major industry name asked him to go shopping, and he was visibly caught off guard. He looked at the person like, what the what?
Puff.
Okay.
He telling me we got to kick in this shit. And he was like, yo, why don't we like go shopping or some shit? I mean, like, I pay for it. And I was like, what the fuck this nigga just said? I got the fuck away from him.
But true to his nature, 50 wasn't having it. He's got nerves of steel and isn't the type to get played. He made sure to exit that scene before it turned into something uncomfortable. And while 50 Cent always kept his distance from that scene, not everyone has. Some celebrities have been spotted attending exclusive parties and behind-the-scenes events hosted by elite Hollywood insiders where the vibe has raised eyebrows more than once. Tyler Perry, for instance, has been seen at multiple high-profile gatherings, award shows, private events, even the kind of after-parties that have long been whispered about in industry circles. And now, those whispers are starting to turn into louder conversations. Behind the scenes, sources say that some of these industry giants are starting to feel nervous. With so many scandals hitting the surface lately, a lot of Hollywood's biggest names are feeling exposed. People who once moved freely through elite parties and tight-knit circles are now watching their backs. Insiders are saying that some stars are worried that old affiliations and appearances at certain events could come back to haunt them, especially if investigations or lawsuits start pulling in more names. Some sources have even said these parties were so over the top, they felt surreal. Celebrity guests, custom decor, and wild behavior that made it clear this wasn't just about networking. These weren't your average industry mixers. And now, with the spotlight burning hotter than ever on what really goes down behind Hollywood's closed doors, a lot of people are trying to quietly separate themselves from that past. Because if receipts or testimony start circulating, nobody wants to be the next one caught in the middle of it. At some of Hollywood's most exclusive events, guests weren't just random invitees. Models and influencers were reportedly handpicked to be part of the scene. But now, there's talk that something much deeper was going on behind the red carpet glitz. Recently, Tyler Perry found himself in the middle of online chatter after appearing in a public service announcement about human trafficking. On the surface, it looked like a powerful message, but some viewers couldn't help but notice the timing was oddly specific. Just as whispers of dark industry behavior started floating around, Perry's PSA popped up, urging people to recognize the warning signs. In the video, he says, "Many victims are being targeted by people they trust," he continues. "It's important to know the signs and how to report suspicious activity. It can save someone's life." The message was strong, but the timing raised eyebrows.
Human trafficking is a crime often hidden in plain sight. We like to think that it only happens in other places and only affects other people, but sadly it's happening right here in our backyard in Georgia.
People online began connecting the dots, wondering why his name keeps appearing whenever deeper industry discussions come up. Some even claim there may be video footage from past private events that could drag multiple celebrities, including Perry, into more intense scrutiny. Tyler has remained calm through it all, but that calmness has people talking too. Is he staying quiet, hoping things blow over, or is there more we don't know? Some insiders believe there's pressure building and we might soon see more information come to light. What's making this even more serious is that Hollywood's public image is starting to crack. People are asking real questions now, and the idea of business as usual is being challenged. Celebrities who were once celebrated are now under the microscope, and the community is watching closely. Some actresses have even started to speak out, asking the hard questions, demanding transparency, and no longer staying silent when something feels off. There's a sense that a major shift is happening, and those who've remained untouched by controversy might not stay that way for long. So, is this just a string of coincidences, or is something bigger being uncovered? One thing's for sure, Tyler Perry's name keeps surfacing, and fans, critics, and insiders alike are all paying attention. Why would anyone keep working with someone whose name keeps coming up in scandals? Especially when the whispers don't place them on the sidelines. They suggest he might have actually played a role in some of the mess. Not a good look, Tyler, not at all. Now, Tyler Perry's no stranger to controversy, but his treatment of Oscar-winning actress Monique might be just the beginning, and it's got a lot of people in the industry backing away fast. Believe it or not, it's been alleged that Tyler Perry played a part in Monique getting blackballed from Hollywood, and let's just say 50 Cent isn't here for any of that.
He was like, "Nah, I never told no one not to work with her." And I said, "But you Tyler Perry, and you never told anyone to work." I was like, cancel, like Monique, why is she canceled?
He's been speaking up on her behalf and calling out the powerful figures who left her out in the cold. During a public convo about cancel culture, 50 said he actually confronted Tyler about how Monique was suddenly not landing any roles despite her talent. I was like, canceled? Like Monique? Why is she canceled? That's what 50 wanted to know, and honestly, a lot of fans have been asking the same thing. He pointed out how Tyler Perry stayed silent while Monique's career took a massive hit, and for what? Something she said? 50 Cent didn't just stop at asking questions, he decided to take action. He announced he's making it his mission to bring Monique back to the top, and he's not waiting on Hollywood's approval to do it. But before stepping in, he gave some of the biggest names in the game, including Oprah and Tyler Perry, a chance to make it right. In his words, now would be the perfect time to apologize because I'm bringing her back. I don't miss, and let's be honest, he doesn't. From TV shows to major deals, 50 Cent knows how to build stars. He believes that if Tyler Perry truly had that much control over Monique's career, then it's time for people to ask some serious questions. At this point, it's hard to ignore the shift. Hollywood isn't what it used to be. People are finally speaking out. And 50 Cent, he's right at the center of the storm, calling out the mess, standing on principle, and giving the voiceless a mic. In an industry where loyalty is rare and silence is currency, 50 is becoming the voice people actually trust. That's a wrap for today's deep dive. If you found this breakdown eye-opening, go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment below. Let us know your thoughts. We've got more drama, more receipts, and more truth coming your way. See you in the next one.